Hey, what is up, everybody? It's Matt with Mikey Designs and Shannon the Shop Gnome.
Yo!
What's been going on, guys? Thanks for everyone that is waiting, and we'll get our little live stream in full effect here very soon. Isn't that right, Shannon?
Yep.
So, anyways, well, I guess we'll get into how everybody's week has been and what everybody has been up to. If there's any kind of new little news going on.
Jason got his shirt. Yay!
You got your shirt. Oh man, I need to pull
Hey, Uproar. Hey, Jason.
need to pull the chat out and see. I think I'm in the wrong part. I need to go to so I can see everybody's chat.
Thanks, Indigenous. He got his shirts and he posted them on Instagram.
Oh, did he?
Hey, Sonny.
We'll have to go and check that out because I think we've kind of ignored all social media this past weekend.
Did you guys like my cards?
She wrote y'all hand. I'm gonna say this. She spent probably way too much time on them because she wanted them to look really nice. I wouldn't say way too much time. She wanted to make them nice for you guys. So
Well, they still look like they were drawn by a 4-year-old, but still, it's okay.
I thought they looked cool.
Rye Beats.
Rye Beats got his shirt too.
High Inksational. There we go.
Inksational.
Welcome. It's his first time here.
Oh, what's going on, Inksational? Thanks for
Thanks,
tuning
Indigenous.
in and coming to hang out.
Not anymore. Well, no, sorry. Indigenous or Uproar asked if my hand hurts, and I'm just like, not anymore. But actually, yes, it does because I scraped it to hell.
Okay, your hand was kind of cramping up after the whole fact of
I think I wrote that in like a bunch of the cards too. I was
Re-
like, my hand hurts. This isn't happening
redoing it.
again.
I don't know how many times because I will say that Shannon kind of said, "Are you good at doing?" Not because she wanted me to do it, but was just kind of asking my feedback, like how well I am at doing the handwritten typography. And I'm like, I sucked at it in art school. I did decent
still suck
enough
at
to kind of get the point across, but man, that stuff's hard. I thought you did great.
Oh, thank you. And yeah, I mentioned I think to like just about all of them that my hand hurt because, well, I was complaining to each and every one of them.
Jason,
But I made them personal.
Jason N says she said her hand hurt and she's a wuss.
I did say that. I think I said that to him and somebody else. But yeah.
Oh, the days we live in where we can just type everything out and no longer really have to handwrite a whole lot of stuff. I think the most handwriting we do is taking notes when talking to a client on the phone, taking notes down, and then writing thank you or
Thank you, Jason.
perhaps a little something in the little invoice. Once we're finished with it, we'll put thank you or perhaps maybe some little note in it that's kind of a little bit of personalization there. Right?
Yeah.
We do.
I don't know. But they were the first people that bought the shirt, so they got personal handwritten notes. Don't expect anything, people.
Keep buying those shirts. I want to see Shannon go to town on these cards.
I don't want to do the cards anymore.
I want to see some more of
I
it.
think the 5 or so cards that I did. And I forgot to do the one for Carl. Maybe I'll just mail Carl a card.
Did you?
I did.
Oh,
hey,
no.
Samuel's Views.
That's all right, though. We talked to Carl on the phone for about an hour. So that was it was enjoyable, and also I think that was we kind of picked each other's brains a little
Thanks,
bit.
Indigenous. Sorry, I'm trying not to interrupt.
No, not at all. No, I was just saying that I was pretty much at the end of my sentence, but yeah, we talked on the phone. You talked with them for a while, and then I talked with them for a while, and we kind of talked shop a little bit over the phone, and it was awesome.
I'll send you a card, Carl. You deserve one. Okay, and with that, let's go ahead and start the live feed. It's 7:05. What?
So we got news. Shannon does not have a camera. I'm like, I so want you to have a camera so I can kick it over. So we start the live feed and it's just everybody looking at my face, which isn't a big deal because a lot of people are, they watch the tutorials and whatnot. It's me, but telling you guys, we got to get some more of these t-shirt sales going on of the Shop Gnome shirt. So that way we can get a little camera action on Shannon over there.
Yes, well, I don't know. I'm rethinking my bet anyways.
No. You shook everybody's hand via the old interwebs. And
I shook no man's hand.
It is sealed. It is sealed. It's up on the interwebs forever for everybody to listen in and come back and buy a shirt and make that 50 shirt or 50 viewer things happen.
Uproar, we've sold, I think, 16 so far, so 36 more to go before I make one appearance.
Shannon is calling the shots.
I am
absolutely
not.
right about that.
This is Matt's show, as we were again informed today.
No, that is not. This is our deal.
All right.
This is our deal. Okay, guys. Well, I'm going to kick it over, and then we're going to talk shop, see what everybody's been up to here recently. So let's get this thing going. Man, I wish we had some really cool shop news to kind of throw out there. Hey, what's up, everybody? Matt with Mikey Designs.
Indigenous.
Shannon, the shop gnome, over that away.
Hi.
Which, if you're new to our channel and you're tuning in for the first time, she's kind of off camera. One of these days, we'll get her on camera. She's a little camera shy.
And I'm really off my game tonight, so bear with me, guys.
We had a long, fun-filled weekend, and I think we kind of took ourselves a little bit of a vacation. It was a lot of fun. Let's just say that we went to a water park and spent a couple days there, and both of our calves hurt from running all over the place. Are yours feeling any better? Mine feel a little better.
No,
they don't feel.
Well, yeah, they feel better, but they still, like, every time I walk, I'm like walking like a penguin, going ow, ow, ow. Which I think might be close to the sound a penguin makes.
That's what happens when you go up and down stairs and go down the river rapids or whatever they call those little rides and whatnot. But it was a lot of fun.
I almost got drowned in the wave pool.
You did.
There was one point I ended up, like, with a head sandwiched between two inner tubes and I couldn't get out of it.
Indigenous says he might buy a few more. He's going to buy him some more shirts.
Woo! Wait, no.
Go ahead. Yes. Buy some more, Indigenous.
Your money's no good here anymore.
No, whoa, what are you talking about? No way. Your money is good here, especially if it gets us that much closer to getting Shannon on camera.
Okay, so go on. I'm sorry, I interrupted.
No. I just think that it's going to happen.
All right.
Whether you like it or not, I'm going to put a little camera up. You're not even going to know it. I'm going to put up a little spy cam. Right there. It's going to be the size of a 1993 camcorder with that has like you put a cassette in it. A VCR tape in it. So it's like, what is that? Nothing.
We'll have a conversation.
Will that be inconspicuous enough?
For me?
It's gonna be in the vent up in the ceiling, and it's gonna come crashing down through the vent. And it's like, Matt, what is that? You are now on the live feed. Your face is on the live feed. See, and then it's things like this where there's a little bit of silence where she's just giving me this look. But if it would make more sense if you were on camera.
It's not dead air. The looks mean everything.
Well, it's not dead air to me, but people out there watching, they don't really know what's going on that sign over there.
Okay. Anyways, I would like to change the subject. I want to start talking about screen printing. Because I think we're starting to beat a dead horse with this whole buying the shirt thing a little bit.
No.
Sure, we are.
Not
Anyways,
to get you on. No.
so who has anybody got any news this week? Any got any news, questions, comments, concerns?
Yeah. So
Make the comments nice. I'm kind of feeling rough.
any of you guys out there, anybody got some new equipment? Maybe a big order?
Hey, Jurassic.
A new client? Maybe had a bad week? Let us know in the chat, and we'll see what's going on. Essentially, I don't know where to really go with that.
Well, Uproar is getting a new printer on Wednesday. He's getting a Canon Pixma IX6820.
You know, is that the one that
Ooh.
I think I saw a video on one of those, and it looked like a great kind of solution to the alternative to an Epson printer. Let us know what whenever that comes in, Uproar, next Monday. Let us know how you're liking that and how dense all the films and all that are, because I've been using Epson equipment forever and it works really well, but it'd be great to have an alternative.
Well, Indigenous, actually, there's a couple of really interesting things. Indigenous might be printing 2,000 plus hoodies for the tribe this Christmas.
Oh,
Yeah. And
that's awesome.
Jason's building a washout booth.
Jason, you gotta one Indigenous. That's awesome. 2,000 hoodies. That's a good little amount of profit right there. A lot of work as well. Indigenous, are you manual or are you an automatic shop? But that's really cool. Doing 2,000 hoodies. Even when we've done 1,000 plus shirts, I will say that for us manually, it's a lot of work, but also we enjoy those orders. It's you just kind of print and go type thing, and you're not setting up all these smaller orders. What do you think, Shannon? What's your feedback on doing those huge orders manually, at least?
I like them. I know it gets monotonous for you, but for me, it's the whole time. It's the same thing for me that I'm doing even with the other shirts. It's just longer stretches, and I just tend to rock out.
That's true.
And then
Okay.
I'll dance around and bounce around, and then I'll turn around and I see he's looking at me, and I stop.
I guess really for you, it's not really a whole lot of difference aside from depending on how many colors are being printed, because we'll do the light t-shirts with the one color print and I can just hammer those out quick. And Shannon, tell them how you feel about that.
I get it on my iPad.
No, not with the
Sorry, I was reading comments. I'm trying to guesstimate where you were headed with that.
When we're doing the, say for instance, it's the one color prints and I'm just banging them out.
Oh, I hate you so much.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you do hate me.
Because I don't have time to pack at the same time. So I know that no matter how long we're out there, I'm going to be out there for at least another hour just trying to get them.
Yeah.
Matt tries to help. He's like, no, I'm going to help you pack them. And I'm just staring. I'm going, you're doing it wrong. Get out of my shop area.
We're putting them in a box, okay?
I'm like, no.
She does do, okay, I'll say that my method of the way I pack things, I'll just grab the shirts, kind of fold the sleeves backwards, and then fold the thing in half and then set them in the box. I don't just toss them in there. But Shannon has got her packing down on a complete new level where I see it and I'm like, I don't even know how to put shirts in a box anymore because I feel intimidated.
Aw. I'm sure you're very good at putting shirts in a box. It's just, no, I started changing up the formula for the packing when I was trying to, because I can't do folding the sleeves and sticking them in the box and making the whole damn thing fit. So I came up with my own way, and then I had to change the way because I started getting concerned because we were getting like these last minute orders that they were going to be wearing that day, and I got concerned about how wrinkled the sleeves were getting. So I had to like change it up, and then I remembered the whole military folding technique of like
Right.
rolling and folding. And so that's just kind of how it is now. And every time Matt tries to do it, I'm just like twitching.
Well, I will say that you have been able to do what even our distributors can't do. Is you end up fitting. If we get a case and it has 72 shirts, you end up with about 90 to 95 shirts in there, versus how that they put 72 in there, and you're able to put more in there. I think that's awesome. I wouldn't be. I was always like, what I would do, the way I'd put it in there. I'm like, shit. How come my shirts aren't fitting in the same box they just came out of?
That's what I was wondering when I was like, when you were teaching me how to do it. I was like, they're not fitting. Screw it, I'm doing this. And then
that's still the technique that I use.
yeah. So, but like it just becomes more efficient when I can stack and then pack while he's doing like a several colored thing, and when he's rolling those one colors out, just shoom, shoom, shoom. I'm just like, fucking stop.
Yeah. So one of these days we will end up getting automatic, but I think we have other plans before we end up doing that. Because I guess here's our little bit of shop news is Panda, who tuned in. I wouldn't say he tuned in. He came in the shop. Good buddy of ours. There's some really cool news that went down with Shannon. We have to keep that on the wraps.
Yep.
As
He
easy
said not
as
to
it
tell
is
anybody.
to spill the news. But
That's our sharp news. We have news, but it's a secret.
no. The secret. I mean, it's not really a secret that he wants to help us out with the shop, and so we're gonna start hiring him to come in and do some of the things that would help increase our productivity on a part-time basis when we need him. So I think that's cool. Instead of looking into the whole automatic thing even further, which we're not really in the at the point towards where we could use one, but at the same time with an automatic we would crank through them so fast. I think we'd probably have a harder time just feeding the thing and keeping it going. Although we do get a lot of people that want the contract pricing stuff, and we still kind of base it off of our manual screen printing prices, because I know when you get an automatic and you're cranking out that much more shirts, then you can your overhead still kind of staying the same, but you do have that piece of equipment that you're paying for and the upkeep of it, but it balances itself out, but also you're able to produce more shirts per month. So I don't know. We'll cross that road when it comes, but I don't think we're quite there yet.
Okay, I have 3 people I need to comment to. Chief-a-lots, I don't know if it's actually in there, but in the description, do we need like some instructions for the how to order a shirt? He's saying he's unfamiliar.
How to order a shirt?
Yeah, like where to go, like my shirt.
With the Shop Gnome shirt?
Yeah.
Okay.
We should probably just put that in the description.
Yeah, probably so. Well, I mean, we'll tell you here, and I'll tell you what. I'll put a little kind of instructions as the how to order the shirts in the description of our live feeds. But essentially, just email us, get a hold of us. You can get a hold of Shannon, Shannon SHANNON at MikeyDesigns.com, MikeyDsigns. It's down here. This is how you spell it. But email Shannon. What she'll do, she'll set up a little. It's pretty simple. I think maybe what we need to do is set up a little button on our website, so that way you can just go and purchase it. We've been busy and hadn't really thought too far in the future about it, so I think we need to set that up. But for now, email Shannon, and she'll send you over an invoice. And all you do is you punch in your card information on your end. It's safe and secure. We do it through PayPal,
Okay.
and that'll get you taken care of.
All right. Okay, so Inksational. He's in a home base for almost 4 years. He's trying to get a 30 by 40 metal building before the year is out. And he thinks his business will really grow, which is awesome. Congrats. That's exciting. It's always exciting when you're moving
Yeah, that's
to
really
a bigger
cool.
spot. So let us know how that works out for you, please. And Rybeats, he wants to know about shop management system.
Shop management system. Okay, so go ahead, Shannon.
He just says, like, as in when they receive the garments to printing, then shipping. His shop seems scattered right now, and his wife says it sucks.
That's exactly how we felt about our. Really, I think part of that too is like when we're in the garage, it kind of sucked in the sense that it just we had all these boxes and they were inside the house and all over the garage and.
Inksational is a she. Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt.
No, go ahead.
She.
She.
Inksational is a she.
Okay.
Sorry, forgive me for that. Most of the people on here are boys, so I just make a sexist judgment, I guess, and that's really terrible coming from me because I'm a woman. All right, anyways, go on.
After you made a fuss.
Oh, I still feel like making a fuss. Yeah, I know. That's pretty sexist of me myself. Sorry about that. Just okay, you know what? I just used the general he.
Well, welcome, Inksational. We appreciate you
they.
tuning in because I think one of the things that, and before I'm trying not to go off in too much of a tangent, is the fact that having Shannon on, I really like the fact that we're getting some more female viewers and all that. So I think that's awesome. And having Shannon on, I think it's not like we're just a bunch of dudes cranking out T-shirts type of stuff. Having Shannon on, it shows that it's not just a male-dominated type of industry. I've talked to other shops, and a lot of the people that run automatics, a lot of them are women that are kind of unloading and loading these machines.
Hello to Mexico City. Sorry.
But okay, let me get to Inksational Print. Let me get to her question or her statement. Okay, so I'm a home base for almost 4 years now, trying to get me a 30 by 40 metal building before the year's out. I think business will really grow. That's awesome. We would like to see how that turns out, because if we could have done that instead of getting a shop, actually, I guess it just depends really. I think that us getting a shop has had a lot of benefits. I think it's really cool. Kind of separates things, but that's probably what the building will do. And I've seen from videos I've watched people do that, and I think it's great. I think that's really cool. So congratulations. Okay, Rybeat. So share their shop management system. We did put up a video that was about how we kind of manage everything. And really and truly, I think we've talked about this before, but you're probably wanting other people's advice. But for those that aren't familiar with what was talked about, essentially we do our invoicing and all that through PayPal, which is pretty simple. QuickBooks would be a great one as well. Essentially, we use QuickBooks for doing taxes and all that stuff, keeping track of different expenses and everything. And so we'll get sorry, a client was just texting us. So we invoice through PayPal. There's options for them to pay 50% down, or they can just pay in full, as a lot of you guys have seen when we invoice you the total for the shirts. We'll get the 50% down, and then at that point, because it is the two of us, Shannon, do you want to tell them once we receive the payment, what is your part? What do you end up doing from there?
Well, first I set it up. I set up the invoice, I set it like Matt said, 50% down. You have the option of paying either that, but I let the client know once we get 50% down, we can get things started because we'll order the shirts. And then the moment I get the invoice and the payment for the invoice, that's when I order the shirts, because I don't like mixing, the money and getting it confused and trying to take over, expenses that shouldn't be paid with that. So immediately the shirts are ordered. We're very good friends with our UPS guy. And from there, we print the things out. We put them in job tickets. We have separate bins for everything. Like invoicing, proofs, mock-ups, designs. Well, proofs and mock-ups is the same thing. Counting shirts, printing shirts, just everything you can really think of. We have a different stage for each one. And we have a whiteboard that lists everything that we need to be doing that day. And I'll go out there and write whatever he needs to be doing, whatever I need to be doing.
Exactly.
Little notes to each other that are like just silly and goofy.
Gotta keep things light and bright.
You just move the ticket. You just move the job ticket from bin to bin as it progresses, and you just make sure that they're at least spread out so that you're aware that there is more than one in there, so you're not like losing count of everything.
Oh yeah.
And also everything is like on the whiteboard and reconfirmed, and you go through it step by step by step and move the ticket, and finally it goes to shipping, and you give them an email if they paid 50% down being like, hey, your shirts are ready to ship, give us the other half of the payment and we'll stop holding them hostage and let them go.
Yeah, so I mean, really and truly, ours is fairly manual, but also it works really well, so that way we can kind of keep track of where the orders are at, who is in line, just in case we get like some sort of rush order or something like that. So we start with the PayPal invoicing. Once they pay that, we print it out, put it in a job ticket. We have these bins. You can go back and watch one of our videos, and we just move it through the stages. Shannon, like she was saying, writes who we need to do all our screen prep and all that stuff for, and it flows pretty well for it being pretty much a free service. I mean, the stuff that we do in the shop is free, but I mean, having any kind of service where you're collecting money, they always take 2% or some crap like that, which sucks, but it is what it is.
And it's also about what's best suited for you. Some people do better on a computer program type thing. Some people do it best when they're physically handling it because it makes them more aware. Personally, yeah. I print out just about everything, but so I'm not going from screen to screen to screen, when I'm like trying to organize things. And it's a discipline in the beginning until it becomes habit. But it
Right.
does require a lot of discipline to be remembering to keep following through, because I think it takes 32 times to do something before it becomes habit, and 3 times to break it or something stupid like that.
Something like that.
So it just requires a lot of discipline and getting into the rhythm of it, and then before you know it, it's just going to be something that comes naturally.
And one of the other things that really wasn't mentioned in that whole process is we do actually. So once we do the proof of what the shirt's going to look like, I end up printing that out. So that way we know what color the shirt is. We know what color inks we're going to use. We have the count of sizes and everything we list that out in the description. So that way when it comes time for us to count the shirts and print them, we stick that up on the wall just on a thumbtack. We just stick it up on the wall.
Because it was blowing away.
Oh, yeah, it was. It was blown away. I actually just started taping it down on the stacking and counting table that we have, and then the wind was just blowing it away. And so I was like, I know, we got thumbtacks. So now we stick it up on the wall. And so me as the printer, I know what colors I'm dealing with, because sometimes it takes these things 2 to 3 weeks in our peak season, and that's what we'll tell our clients as well. Generally, it's about 2 weeks. So we know, we'll count the shirts. We'll know for short, and then also we uh, myself as a printer, I know what colors I'm using and everything, and then we just print it, pack it away, and then we put we ship it out. We're looking forward to some sort of system that's not super expensive, and I know there's some in development, but at the same time, it's perhaps that might save us some time and money, but I kind of like the system that we have going on manually.
I do too. I'm better hands on, and because
Yeah,
it like reaffirms, it makes me remember everything.
it does. I think sometimes some of the things they got, unless you're like a high production shop. I mean, we're a manual shop. It's the two of us. The system that we do have in place works really well. And I remember thinking about this and putting this system together and talking to Shannon about it. I was like, "Hey, why don't we do this? Let's give this a try." And sometimes it's kind of hard to break out of that mold of doing things like you used to and adopting something new. But once we adopted it, we were just we both just felt like this is great. I enjoy this more so than kind of writing down on a notebook, here's the orders that we have to do. Having those physical bins and those little job tickets to put the printouts of each job in and everything, and kind of move them through the stages as we complete it, I feel more organized, and you can kind of see the progress. So that way, if a client's like,
Yeah.
"Hey, what's the status of our order?" Well, we can go back and look in the bins. We're like, "Okay, we're doing screen prep. You're, you know, we'll have the screens ready soon, and then the next stage is we'll print them, and either you pick them up or we ship them."
And for me, there's like a certain personal satisfaction in watching the physical progress of it. And then, like, when you get that feeling of when you get to take the job ticket out and throw it away, and you're just like, yes!
You throw away the stuff that.
That's just ours.
So one of the things, we have a little printout where it's the invoice that's either marked paid or whatever the case. We'll write our little thank you note on it and then ship it out. But the rest of the stuff that's in there, when we get to toss it away and put that job ticket away, there's a sense of accomplishment. But also, one of the cool things that something digital really doesn't do is you see all these job tickets sitting in the bin, and we're like, man, we are slammed. Although that can be a little stressful sometimes.
Rybeats says he likes seeing the mock-up for each project coming up. Oh, and by the way, you're up there earlier. There's somebody, I forgot who, is asking about something with the temperatures, the conveyor dryer. And I'm going to get to you, I promise. But Rybeats says that he likes seeing the mock-up for each project coming up, but he just can't get a grip on this job/project management. Rybeats, the best advice I can give you is just like the way that I've been looking at it myself. Is just a step by step thing. Step 1, you do this. Step 2, you do this until it's followed to completion. It's just like, that's my own mentality on it. I don't know if that's going to really work for you, but because everyone has their own systems. It's just about finding your own. Like, some people do really great with the computer programs. I don't.
Yeah.
I like a physical thing. So
That's
it's
true.
just, the way I look at it is step 1, you give them you send them the quote. Step 2, or step 1A, you bug them to pay the quote. Step 2, they pay the quote, you order the shirt. Step 3, you print out the job ticket, you put it in the proof bin. That kind of thing.
So Right Beats says he's been using Trello as a project management system. We're gonna have to look at that. Shannon, what? Okay, so before we get to that, let's answer the other question. Let's see who had the question.
I'm lost. I'm on my second screen. I'm lost. Damn it.
Okay, well,
You look.
let me take a look here.
Wait. I think, nope, it's gone.
Okay, let me see. Let's see. Okay, so
It's
we have
Charles Ezernak. I hope I'm getting that right. He's asking how to set up a conveyor dryer as the speed and temp.
Okay, Charles. And I'm not even seeing this question. Where's it at? Okay, I see. How do you set up conveyor dryer and as the speed and temp? Okay, Charles, what conveyor dryer do you have? That might help. Also, okay, I'll tell you how ours is set up. And really and truly, when I called Randard, and this has even been true for even when I had the small little scamp dryer, was you generally want to set it all the way to 100%, so that way you're just kind of burning up your conveyor dryer, the heating element in it, whether it's an infrared, quartz, or one of the kind of coil type systems. I would set it somewhere around 75-80%. Ours, for instance, I believe it goes up to, I think, 1,300 degrees. I haven't maxed it out, but we set ours at about 1,000. We don't max it out. And then what you want to do is do a print, do a little bit of a test print, set it on your belt, and then let it go through the conveyor, let it go through its tunnel. If you don't have a temp gun, get one. You can get an inexpensive one for about $25. I've had the same one for probably about 3 or 4 years. Works great. I think I even dropped the thing and it went through the conveyor and it's all melted. But it still works. And so run a shirt through, and you'll have to check every single job. Once you kind of dial it in a little bit, you'll have to make little tweaks. Take that temp gun, and we generally like to get ours to about anywhere from about 340 to about 360, somewhere around there. It just depends on how thick of a layer of ink that you're going to put down, because if you're using a 110 and you're print flash printing that, you want to be on it. If it's plastisol, I'm not sure what ink you're using, but we use plastisol. But if we're doing a 110 print flash print, we generally like to essentially make sure that we're curing the ink all the way through that film, that layer of plastisol ink. And so, and you'll have to do a little bit of some test wash and just kind of it'll be trial and error. I don't think anyone can tell you specifically, because everybody's area is a little different. Each shirt that you print, whether it's 100% cotton, a 50-50 mix, 100% polyester, and even polyester, you're going to need a 100% polyester ink, and you're going to cure that at a lower temp anyways, according to whatever your manufacturer's specifications are. So, I mean, there's a lot of variables there, but in order to dial it in, just set it to about 85% or so, somewhere in that range, so it's not all the way up, and then just increase or slow down your belt speed until it reaches the temp of whatever your ink requires. Whatever your ink requires. So, I mean, we do plastisol, so generally it's cured around 320, 340. It depends. So, I hope that was insightful. Shannon, was that insightful?
I was making drinks. I wasn't actually listening. Sorry. You started saying weird things, and I was like, all right.
She is very, very curious about how all this stuff works.
I am.
But she, as the co-host, she got a little distracted, which is completely okay. Okay, so...
And also I'm doing my damnedest not to interrupt, which I just did. Again, damn it.
No, you didn't. You're fine. You're fine. Carrying on. Okay, let's see what other things we got going on, Shannon.
Everyone's talking about Trello.
About Trello? Okay, well, let's talk about Trello. Okay, so Rybees, Trello, is this a paid service for one? Is Trello free? we might have to check this out. I'll tell you that we used Printavo. I don't know why I just switched the screen back over to the little shop. But and Shannon has been here since we were using Printavo a year and a half or so ago. Remember when we gave that a whirl? You remember
Yep.
that? And you
Oh,
had
I
it.
remember.
You pulled it up on your laptop, and I was like, "Hey, let's give this thing a try." I think one of the cool things about Printavo is you can send messages and all that. It keeps track of all your sales and whatnot. But I mean, PayPal keeps track of our sales, and for a shop where it's like the two of us, we're not worried about who did what sales. Although that might be kind of cool. Who did what sales?
I
I
think I
mean,
kind of have it in my head.
you're doing the sales anyways.
Yeah.
Essentially, you're I'm answering questions that people have, and we're both just doing the thing. So it's not really important on that scale. But the thing that's kind of cool is you have being able to drag and drop what the due date and then the color coded stages of it all, and clients actually being able to go and check in rather than having to email you and say, "Hey, where are we at stage wise?" I thought that was pretty cool, but I like the little system that we do have going on where it's a physical thing. So, but we'll have
Yeah.
to check Trello out. I'm gonna.
I don't know. The Printavo thing, though, yeah, it's probably easier, like for the customers and the clients and everything like that. I shouldn't call them customers; they're clients. Um, but also, one of the advantages of having them email is it helps develop a more personal relationship. So you're not just a computer. So there is that aspect, and everybody kind of likes a bit of a personal touch, like we were
That's
talking about
true.
earlier. But it is more convenient for the people that just don't want to deal with somebody.
That's true. That's true. And I guess it really depends on your clientele too. If they would prefer to really do everything online and not have to call, there's a lot of clients of ours that just want to talk to someone on the phone, and which I think is great. But then there's also clients that if they had the ability to just check everything online, that's absolutely fine too.
We do live in the age of Amazon,
We do.
and everyone's
We
kind of
do.
used to that. But
I don't.
I don't know. It's everything is just going to be circumstantial and preferential to each individual person.
Yeah, I completely
So
agree.
there's no there's no white and black. It's all gray areas, depending on what your client likes.
I agree 100%.
Oh,
Okay. Okay. We got a question because I was just looking at this Trello stuff.
okay.
I don't feel like I want to promote it, but I'm just kind of looking at it. Do we have a question?
We do. It's Jason. He's asking why client is better than saying customer.
Well, I'll let Shannon. I'm going to leave it on this screen here, and I'm going
Okay.
to let Shannon answer that one.
Well, Jason, my background after I decided I didn't want to be a lawyer. My parents loved that, by the way. After I decided not to be a lawyer, become a lawyer, I went into marketing. And one of the things they teach you is just the value a name has in making you feel like important and stuff. And client has a higher class than customer does, like in name sounding value worth. Like, okay, Walmart has customers, lawyers have clients. Clients implies that each person is being individually, cared for and served instead of, just mass producing and, just hoping for the general populace would like it. Client speaks more to them as individual people and makes them feel more important. It's a marketing technique. It's just a way to make people feel more special. I would love to be a client rather than a customer.
Yeah.
And that's why it's important.
I agree. I'd rather be a client in a situation where if I'm continuing to purchase a service from someone, being a customer versus a client, It's more personal, for sure.
Thank you, Jason. I'm articulate.
You are articulate. You know, I'm not the one that's. I am, but Shannon is so much smarter than I am. She's had. I went to art school. You know, I went to art school, and your focus really wasn't on articulation in the sense that you're there for art. You're there to be an artist. One of the things it probably have started offering that kind of thing towards where, if you're going to be, your intentions are to be a business owner. I'm pretty sure they have that stuff later on, but man, when I don't want to date myself, but it was some time ago, and let's just say the computers we were using a huge hard drive, and I was talking.
I'll date you.
An Uber driver. We had an Uber driver, and we were talking about who was it that was in his family that did something along the same lines. It was Patrick, but one of the things, like, as far as my appreciation, seeing how much things have changed from the time I went to school to where we're at now, is how much things have gone from doing it by hand to how much the computer handles, because I was using almost similar, and one of the reasons I appreciate screen printing is it's very hands-on, and it's just kind of an old school way of printing shirts versus like DTG, is you still use a light table and film, even though there's direct to screen or whatever they call it. When it comes to actually producing your screens, it's changed a lot. Just even in I'm looking at my degree now. Man,
he graduated.
He graduated
when I started high school.
Yeah. Okay, so I graduated school June 16th, 2001. Thanks, Shannon.
Sorry. I love you. Sorry.
I'm young. I just got out of college.
I definitely did not just get out of college.
Neither one of us did. Okay, so I'm looking at some of the chat going on here. Let me take a look. Shannon, if you want to catch up on some of it, because it looks like...
Okay, Jason says he feels silly when he's referred to as a client. Well, I think it kind of depends a little bit on in what circumstance it's being referred to as. Like, if it's being pretentious or something like that, it's obviously if it's like a restaurant or something. No, you're a customer. But if it's something where you're providing an individual service for, where you're actually hand tailoring, doing things for, yeah, that person deserves to be called a client. The more time you spend with that person, the more attention you're giving that person, they're a client. And they like feeling like that most of the time. Some people probably, like you, feel silly. But the general idea is that it makes the... Okay, I need a thesaurus right now for something like a client or customer. Shut up! I hate you.
I will say that's probably one of the hardest things about doing this live feed on a Monday. Did we choose the wrong day to do it? Because there's some days where it's like we're chipper, and then it's like we have a long weekend, and then Monday rolls around, and it's like we love what we do, but also I think everybody has the case of the Monday sometimes.
I think you'd punch somebody in the face for that, for saying that.
Yeah.
Okay, that's probably a butchered...
I'd punch you right in the...
No, I think that's probably a butchered quote from that. But if anyone can still get that, they get a free shirt.
Okay.
Has anybody ever told you they have a case of the Mondays?
Yeah.
No, I think I'd punch somebody in the face for that, or something like that. Something like that. If you can reference it, you get a shirt.
No, I'd kick somebody's ass.
Something like that. Okay, yeah. There we go.
I don't know if that's the exact.
But you guys get it. It's the gist. And okay. I don't even really like that movie that much.
What? I love that movie. Office Space.
I think Why?
What do you mean why?
You
It's
just
cool.
gave away the movie.
Oh shit. I ruined it for everybody that has a t-shirt and that potentially could have got another
You ruined
shirt.
my game.
I'm sorry. That's my bad. I'm having a case of the Mondays. Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna kick your ass.
I am leaving the building because Shannon's going to punch me. Although she will have to chase me this way, in which she will appear on camera. Come on, Shannon.
See, Jason would.
Come on, Shannon.
Uproar is mad. He's like, I was about to answer it.
Come here and punch me.
I'm not going.
Okay, I tell you what, guys. I'm sorry. That was my bad. And did you just throw something at my head?
I did.
You turd.
It's a pen cap. You'll live.
Anyways, Shannon's gonna have to come up with an.
You missed.
I just threw the pen cap back at her. Okay, Shannon's gonna have to come up with a new movie quote.
Ooh.
That whoever answers it will get a free shirt. So that means, you said how many shirts are we at now?
16.
All right, so that means we'll be at 17. We'll be that much closer to Shannon getting on camera.
Okay. All right. Well, Indigenous, anyways,
her
has
face.
a question. He wants, what do we say to someone who wants to print a shirt with a trademark image, such as military people wanting the Punisher skull with their squad's name?
Oh, man, that's that can be a real. Okay, so I don't want to the kind of air out, and I'll say that we've done prints towards where it's like, you know, when it's printing for profit and the person that holds the license or the rights to it, essentially they should get some sort of royalty to it, or you have to set up some sort of license or an agreement, whatever the case may be. But really and truly, like say for instance, we'll do something similar that is not exactly what it is they're looking for to make them happy, but sometimes there's no way around it and they want you to print it. And we've done it before. It's not very often. I'm not going to say what, because I don't want to get us in trouble. But I don't know, man. You'll just have to keep that one on the low. That's all you can really do. You can tell them yes, or you can tell them no. Generally, those people, it's a family. Okay, I'll say we did an autism shirt. One of the niches that has kind of found us is because we have clients that are in that field. They wanted like a Captain America thing. They wanted like a Spider-Man thing. I've done generic designs, which you can go over to our website and take a look at our portfolio and just kind of scroll through, and you'll see we're not infringing on any rights or anything like that, because it's kind of like a generic looking design. So that might be one way to kind of spin that, is come up with a generic design and let them know that essentially you can put something together that is very similar but has your own twist on it, so you're not infringing on copyrights. Or you can take the risk and print it, but just keep that on the low. But if you're getting yourself a huge order, I would say I wouldn't. You need the licensing and all that, which that's a lot of hoops to go through. But if it's for someone's vacation and they want something and it's about 5 shirts, I don't know. I mean, I know, but there's a lot of legal issues with printing some piece of art that you can get sued for print. I mean, really and truly, okay, print it. If something comes up, and if it's 5 to 10 shirts, what they're going to tell you, if they happen to to find this. I mean, don't put it on social media or anything like that. Print it. What's going to happen is they're going to send you a letter or an email, some sort of legal documentation to tell you cease and desist. I'm not saying for you guys to go out there and do this. I'm not advocating that whatsoever. But at the same time, if it's for a handful of people, you print at your own risk. How about that?
Well, Jason says there's a loophole if you're printing it and aren't selling it. There's some loophole there. Inksational Prints agrees with you. She posts that stuff, or she prints it, but she just doesn't post it.
Right.
And Uproar once was saying, what's the rule on copyright infringement? It has to be 15% difference in the original image.
Okay. I mean, with copyright infringement, if you're creating something similar, it's really, I don't think there's a percentage. Really and truly, if you went in front of, if it came down to it and you went to court, if someone were to take a look at your design versus the original, then really and truly, I wouldn't go by a percentage. It's really about, do you think if there were 12 other people that were looking at this thing?
Jason says law is 15%.
Is it 15%? Okay, like say for instance, we have a what got me into this business is I have created a design that says I'm dubbing it, right? And it looks like the McDonald's logo. It's golden arches, but it's upside down, and it makes a little VW symbol. To me, there was a lot of people that gave me flack about that, and I thought to myself, I'm like, there's enough of a difference towards where it's a little bit of both, but I'm not going to get in trouble for it. I've yet to, hopefully after this, nobody catches on to it. But
it's like rodeo art.
Yeah, I mean,
you have to have something combined.
It's a parody. Kind of like there's movies you can do a parody about something as long as you're not knocking it off 100%. Okay, so the 15% thing, I mean, you're probably right. I recall in my class, so I did have to take a class in copyright, trademarks, registration, and all that, copyright infringement when I went to school. And he was a lawyer, and I mean, what it came down to is, sure, you can use that 15% margin and all that, but if it really came down to a jury of your peers and they were taking a look at it and they're going to decide who is the person who's going to win this case, I don't know. Make it as different as you can, but Shanna's a lawyer. She's a lawyer over here.
I never took copyright law. I wasn't interested in it. I was going to do civil. I was going to do civil trial law.
That probably would have been a lot less stressful.
Well, I got into law school and then I looked around and realized I hated lawyers. John Grisham is a liar. Anyways.
Wait, you hated lawyers? I don't know a single person that hates a lawyer.
Well, I didn't realize I didn't like them until I friggin' went to law school.
Okay, so I hope I answered your question without answering it.
Anyways, so just back at Indigenous Graphics and Jason. To be fair, Disney is super, 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 super lawsuit happy with infringement. They will try to shut down anything. And I've read bunches of cases where they just go after them because, Jason, you're right. They have more money. They have more expensive lawyers. They have the ability to just destroy you with legal fees, like by, just stretching it out for years. And basically, Disney's always going to win. And it's really kind of horrible because they're like the kid-friendly magical place, and they are the most evil corporation ever. And now we're going to get, Now someone's gonna take a serious look at our Instagram.
Well, I'll say that if we had ever did anything, which I'm not saying we have, although I kind of did, but I'm not saying who or what. Um, just don't put it out there because we do shirts. I'm going to say this: we do shirts for a big client of ours, and they always want us to do a little bit of a knockoff of. I'm not going to say what in particular, but they want us to do a knockoff of it, right? And so we're like, okay. And this is something we'll never be able to post, but these guys, it's helping the fire station sell shirts, so that way they can raise money to get things they need for their station, whether it be a microwave or food or utensils so they can eat. I look at it that way. Although if anything were ever to come back, we'd probably get our hand slap or our wrist slap. What's the phrase? But
Slap on the wrist.
yeah, a slap on the wrist type thing. They'd tell us the cease and desist type thing, and uh, I'll just say be careful. At that point, you're almost a little bit, unless it's for educational use, which if it's educational, there's a little bit of a loophole with that. But yeah, be careful because people are going to ask you to print stuff that you probably shouldn't be printing, but at the same time, hey, you got to make a living too, right? But without getting yourself in trouble.
I just would like to imagine like what the media would do with Disney sues autism printer.
Well, we hadn't done any Disney autism anything, so suck it, Disney.
They own Marvel, honey.
Okay, they do own Marvel, but our stuff is different enough that we're not going to have any issues with it. Okay, so we got some other things that are coming up here in the chat.
Sorry, I'm trying not to interrupt, remember?
No. You're not interrupting at all. Okay, so Jason is like, lawyers are so friendly and lovable.
Yeah.
Okay, so Indigenous, I'm glad I did answer that. Uproar's phone died, and he says he's back. I was like, welcome back, dude. Okay, so Jason then said, too many people are selling knockoff Disney products, so I get it. Yeah.
Right Beat says, suck it, Disney.
Suck on it. Waldo2413. What's up, dude? Waldo, has Waldo tuned in before?
Yes, he has. Remember, Where's Waldo?
Oh, yeah, that's right. What's up, Waldo? I know where Waldo's at now.
Yeah, I didn't want to interrupt. You were in the middle of answering something. Sorry, guys. I want to think about interrupting tonight, thanks to a certain comment.
Yeah, so Shannon...
Not from Matt.
No, so Shannon got a little bit of a comment, and I was telling Shannon that not to worry about it. People love you. We'll continue to regress as...
Progress.
Basil, okay. Tomato. Did I say tomato? Anyways, so we got a comment on, and that's the thing about having a YouTube channel and putting yourself out there is people, they're going to say what they like, what they don't like. And one of the things was that, let's just say that they're a little bit like, I'm weird, and I get it, it's cool, but that's just kind of how we roll. And I kind of feel like we've a little bit have been kind of off our course because of that comment. And I showed Shannon it, and one of the things about being an artist, you're sensitive and you take things to heart, but also at the same time, you kind of want to take that and be constructive about that feedback. And so I was reluctant to show you that, to be honest, because I didn't want you to change a thing. I didn't want you to feel hurt by it because uh, I'm a little more jaded than you are when it comes to being an artist and getting feedback between being a commercial artist and also having played music, whether they think you suck or you're the greatest thing on the face of the planet, everybody's a critic. And so I was a little reluctant to show you that. So I kind of feel like not that anything's changed a whole lot, but um,
I don't know.
I don't want you to not be you, Shannon.
I don't know. I keep
Be you.
fluctuating between being like, pissed off and defensive over it,
I'm going to
and
cut you off
hurt
too.
and sad
I'm cutting you off now. Look, see? And that's just.
and embarrassed. And it's just like I'm probably too sensitive for the YouTube video life. I really probably am, which is why I'm putting such high stakes on, one I'm gonna get on camera. But I don't know. Like, part of me is just, and he said the girl that interrupts you is annoying.
No.
And I was just like,
Did he say, was that the exact words?
I think it's
was
annoying,
it annoying
when the girl is annoying. I think it's annoying when the girl interrupts you.
Right.
And I'm just
well, you know what?
Sorry.
Who gives a shit?
And well, I do. So it's just part of me is trying to I don't want other people, maybe other people are thinking it, so I don't want to And then he said we're gonna alienate our audience, and then it just made me feel bad. But then at the same time, I'm pissed off because first off, I don't know how many times I'm gonna have to fucking explain this. My name is Shannon. I am not the girl.
Well,
Then,
well, then maybe they're not the person we want subscribed to our channel because
I don't want to alienate anybody. Don't alienate him either.
I'm not trying to.
I get it. This
I'm
is
not
your
trying
show.
to alienate him, but also at the same time, this is okay, guys. So I was telling Shannon,
guys.
I was telling Shannon, I'm like, who gives a shit if this person left this comment? I just wanted her to see it. I probably should have not, and then just let things ride. But at the same time, I thought to myself, and I even told her this.
I'm going to do what I do. Hey, Sundry.
I was like, I told her, I was like, even if we reach out to one person, two people, even if it was just one person and that we helped them out, we were able to kind of, they enjoyed what we do. That's all that really matters.
Aww.
Really and truly so.
Guys.
And I was telling Shannon, I'm like, people love you out there. They bought, it's not my shirt that were my design that, even though it's not, I mean, I have designs obviously, but that's not,
Thank you guys.
that's not the point. The point is that this one person, even though they felt a particular way, that it doesn't really matter. Let's just do our thing. We'll be ourselves. And if there's one person watching that tunes in and says hello, it's still worth it. It's still worth it. And
Guys,
so
you guys are so awesome. You should read these. You should read these comments. Oh, I'm gonna cry.
don't cry, Shannon. Wait until. All right, we're about to end this.
No, but guys,
So
seriously,
Shannon
you
can
guys are
cry.
awesome. Thank you. Jason's threatening to fart on his head. Everyone saying they enjoy the banter and stuff like that. Thank you guys. It
Sit and fart on his head and blow his wig off.
Gene, Sundry, Waldo, Imagination, anybody that's not in my screen right now because I'm on the separate screen. I can't figure out how to get it back up higher. Thank you guys. Thank you. That makes me feel a lot better because I was probably pretty quiet on the banter tonight just because I was trying to tell myself that I was, inhibiting rather than enhancing.
Right. So she's worried about interrupting me and because of this person's comment. And okay, there's a certain point towards where you can talk and be interrupted, and then okay, that's one thing. But part of the thing about Shannon and I's relationship and how we interact with one another is the kind of a banter of talking about something and then Shannon chimes in. Even and one of the things I thought I was kind of like, not that we're anywhere near this type of status is Howard Stern, and that was the only people I could think of where it was another female host aside from like radio.
When you
I
looked
was
them up, when you left, I actually looked them up. I was trying to see the interaction.
oh were you
Yeah, when you left, I was like YouTubing them. I was like, how do they interact?
well she cuts in, they just say what they want to say, like you're having a conversation with a friend rather than it being just kind of like, okay, it's your turn to talk type of thing. Like who gives a shit, really? I mean, that we're being us, we're doing our thing, we're having our little bit of fun with everybody that happens to tune in and watch the videos and that wants to hang out. So
Okay. Yeah, no, I'm feeling a lot better after seeing all the support from everybody else. And guys, I love you
good.
so much. And you know, it's just I'm a little more sensitive than Matt. I kind of live in this rose-colored glasses kind of world, like where everything's sunshine and rainbows, and everyone is like trying to be nice to each other.
Well,
So the YouTube universe is so friggin' terrifying to
She
me.
loves rainbows, so, and unicorns. I mean, who doesn't? But I mean, our daughter and her can go on and on about unicorns, and I was like, you know what? You and Madison have this relationship that we do not have, where you talk about unicorns and shit. And she's like, yeah, but she's 8 now. Or her birthday was
yesterday. Happy
this
birthday,
past
Maddie!
Sunday.
We love you so much.
And she's like, yeah, but yeah, but that's something special that you have, just like you have something special with our viewers out there. And don't let one comment, because I've had a lot of shitty comments on YouTube videos where it's like I'm trying to teach somebody something, and then they tell you something like, "Well, that was 10 minutes of my life I'm not getting back." And I'm like, "Well, don't fucking subscribe and get your ass out of here." You know, you don't have to watch the video. There's plenty of other people up there that will cut it short. And you know, really and truly, to me, I'm like, you know, if these are people that are trying to learn, and I'm teaching it in the sense that it's someone that's not new to it. Okay, maybe I could have an advanced section towards where I'm cutting out a lot of the kind of walking it through type stuff. But really and truly, I think people just go on to get information. And
Aw, thank you, Jason.
I don't want to make it too thorough, because I know how that works out. And I mean, some people get flack about that, but there's always going to be that double side of the coin of you're going too slow, or you're talking too long, or you're going too fast, slow it down. So I mean, you can't make everybody happy.
That's exactly what Ink Sensational Print just said.
Pow! You know what I'm talking about. You're not going to make everybody happy, so whatever. You know, I mean, you can go over to any shop's Facebook page or their Yelp, and you're always going to have somebody that bitches, or you might drop the ball sometimes. It's going to happen, or whatever the case may be. I mean, you're not going to make everybody happy. Just make yourself happy.
Also
How about
anonymous.
that?
Also anonymous commenter. I'm sorry. It's just for talking about this, and that's just me being me right there. It's kind of like whenever I called somebody else out on something, I'm just like, "Rah!" And then I'm like, I'm sorry.
Well, I'll say that. Okay, we're not trying to alienate you if you're watching, or you do end up watching this later, but also at the same time, everybody comes from a little bit different of a background, and this is how we kind of interact.
It's our bit.
No,
It's
but not only
not our
that,
bit. It's our life.
But yeah, not only that, I mean, it's kind of how we interact with our family, because we come from families that are really loud, very outspoken, and in order to get your voice heard, you kind of have to sometimes step on toes and be louder.
Matt's family's Cajun, mine's Irish Catholic. It's a constant just struggle of talking over everyone.
My God.
My mother-in-law. Oh my God, every time she wants my attention, I'm talking to somebody else, she just starts hitting me on the arm.
I would, the day that our families actually do get together and have to hang out for a long while is going to be very
Yeah, it's
interesting.
going to be really interesting. My first time that I met Gail,
Which is my mom.
Yes, his mother. Sorry, because
A little bit of a backstory. Gail is She's my mom. There's the backstory.
But yeah, like the first time, I think it was Easter Sunday. We had BuzzFest the day before.
Which BuzzFest is a rock festival. I don't know. They're not even doing that anymore. But it's a rock festival that they
All indigenous.
at least used to hold here in Houston. But go on, Shannon. See, now I'm interrupting you.
That's fine. I didn't even notice. But no, the first time she came and she babysat the kids, and we came home at like 3 in the morning. The next day was Easter Sunday. We pass out. This is the first time I've met her, and I wake up. I wake up to being shaken awake. I was shaken awake. I'm like laying next to Matt in the bed. Shannon. And I look up and Gail is in a house, like a house coat or something. And like, where's your can opener? And I'm just like, good morning, Gail. It's 7 in the morning. I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. In the drawer? No, you have an electric one. I do. Good morning, Gail. But so that's like kind of yeah, that's like one of our things. And indigenous is so like just has something really, really sweet. It's like they're like big brothers protecting their little sister.
Yeah, I saw that.
You guys
that's
are
awesome.
so great. All right, well, we are gonna have to wrap this up sometime soon. Though you guys, Jean LaRose needs to hire an affordable artist. BuzzFest sounds like a great drunken night.
I'm like just
you can't get a
replying
buzz.
to that.
Yeah, you can't get a buzz.
What was BuzzFest a 420? Actually, no, it's not. Okay, so it's just
94.5 The Buzz.
Yeah, it's a station called it's 94.5 The Buzz. They play alternative rock, and I don't know the host there. I think he's probably at the end of his little contract. But essentially, it would be a lot of rock bands that. The gates would open up at 12, and then the last band would play at 11.
So
they would have bands like the names of the bands: Dirty Heads, Breaking Benjamin has played, the Toadies,
the Offspring. What's the one that we really have started liking a lot to play in the summer?
The Middle Finger in the Air people.
No, but they were there last time.
They were there.
The ones that used to be like kind of rapish, but now they're like.
Oh, the Dirty Heads.
No.
Did I say that already?
Yes, you did.
Who? I don't know. There's a lot of those that fit into that.
Yeah, no.
There's a lot of kind of unknowns.
Anyways, I'm not gonna sit here and and on it. But we actually found out we went to the same BuzzFest concert when I was 17, because we were talking about the different BuzzFests that we went to, and we were talking about how great Breaking Benjamin was on the side.
I'm not gonna say how old I was, but go ahead.
Well, you were able to drink. I wasn't.
Yeah. A year or two past drink. Oh, well, never mind. I guess I was 22, I think. 21, 22. We're 6 years apart in age difference. So, Shannon's the kiddo. Isn't that right, kiddo? Okay, I'm not going to call you that. Don't look at me like that. Was it Beatrice Kiddo from what?
Beatrix.
Okay. Beatrix. If you can name who Beatrix is from the movie we're just referring to, Beatrix Kiddo.
You can have one of Matt's shirts.
Fine. You can have one of my shirts. There's one hanging up on the wall.
You ruined my game.
Back over there. It's Crush City.
Yes, Missio. Missio did play.
If you're into the baseball, I've got some Houston Astros style shirts. I also have some. So I did this whole HTX line, Houston, Texas thing that were like sports teams.
Waldo gets a Houston Astros shirt.
All right, you get a shirt. We're gonna send you a shirt, man.
Or do you want the shop gnome? You can have either.
Or you can have the shop gnome.
He stole my game.
No, wait. It's got to go towards the shop gnome count so we can get Shannon on camera.
Jason, too late.
So we can get Shannon on camera. It's another shop gnome shirt, which is back that way. You have won a shop gnome T-shirt.
Or an
email
Astro
us
shirt.
your shipping address at Shannon, SHANNON, NON at MikeyDesigns.com. For all, email us your address. We'll send you a T-shirt, and that adds to the count.
No, it doesn't. Not if it's your shirt.
No, it's your shirt. We're doing one of your shirts. Yep,
Loophole.
we are doing one of her shirts.
Mm-mm.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Mm-mm.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Jason's like, I already won a shirt. So,
Yeah. Running out of people to win a shirt.
Well, no, it's SHANNON at
Here,
Mikey
I'm
Designs.
going to put it in the chat
Yeah,
real
you just
quick.
need to. Chris, our neighbor.
Hey, what's
our
up,
neighbor is
Chris?
tuning in just as we're getting off because we are 20 minutes in.
Yeah, Chris, I got a question for
Or
you, man.
an hour, 20 minutes.
Is y'all's AC unit out at your shop? It seems like there hadn't been a whole lot going on over there, but we'll keep an eye on things for you. Every now and then we hear the phone ring through the wall, as thin as they are, and we can answer your phone for you for a low fee of what do we decide, Shannon? Was it $100 a day?
Huh?
We hadn't really decided on anything. I'm just
Yeah.
bullshitting.
I'm just going, we discussed this. Was I drunk?
No, it was in the middle of the day.
Was I drunk?
But anyways, we hope the AC unit it hasn't been an issue because, man, it's been. So I was driving around the car today. It was 115, at least on the car. It probably wasn't 115 outside, but I hear. So Jonathan from Catspit, we've been in touch, and he was telling us, and even from some of our friends, at least one of my friends that we go way back with, Jesse and all them.
Ink sensational print. I can't talk.
It's like
Go on.
115.
Thank you.
115 degrees outside not that long ago, and so man, that I don't care what the humidity is. That sucks.
Oh dear. NK is in India and Josephine quit. Tell her to give me back my my catalog, damn it.
Oh, really? Josephine quit? Man, sorry to hear that, dude.
I needed those catalogs. Everyone keeps
Well-
coming in and taking these big catalogs. I'm just like, ba-da-ba-da-ba.
Well, hopefully I'll find someone else to help out. I'm not sure the whole situation, but
He's leaving Thursday.
who's leaving Thursday?
Chris, he's going to India.
Oh, you're going to India? Dude, I bet that'll be
Eat
amazing.
lots of yogurt. I'm serious.
Yeah. You'll have to record some of your experience, Chris. You got to get that YouTube channel going, buddy. I know you like to watch those guys on YouTube and everything, but we got to see how that goes. But guys, man, it's been a lot of fun. I personally thank each and every one of y'all for really letting Shannon know just that not to listen to that dude and how much she means to
Yes, thank you.
y'all.
Thank
and
you, guys.
that I think she felt a little bummed out about that, but I'm glad to see that she's feeling a little better, even though I tried to make her feel better, but also you guys kind of reconfirming exactly what I was talking about. But I really appreciate that, and I always enjoy doing these live feeds, and I know Shannon does as well. Shannon, would you want to talk about your appreciation?
You guys almost made me cry, right? With your support and stuff. I mean, I know we don't have a huge viewership, like live feed and all of that, but just knowing that we have people that have our backs, have my back, it just means so much for me. And it feels, at like the end after I got that support, it felt so much better just to go back to interacting the way that, you know, we always have been, and it just felt more natural. And you guys gave me that back. You gave me that back, and I can't tell you what that means to me. And I will end it with another random fact.
Okay. Okay.
This has nothing to do with sex
hold
or
on.
penises.
Hold on to that random fact. I'm going to go ahead and switch this over really quick to this other little screen and do my fun little spill. Ooh, which way is it? Man, I never can. Is it this way or is it that way? Is it this way? Okay, so we'll have some more videos over here for you guys if you're just tuning in for the first time. Be sure to
Thanks, Jason.
subscribe. Go over to our Facebook page. Give our page a like at Facebook. Follow us on Instagram. Give this video a thumbs up as well. Leave a comment. If you can, share some of these videos. I know you guys can. Anything you can do to help us kind of grow this channel, we'd really appreciate it. And I'm going to let Shannon do her thing and say something that's probably just going to absolutely blow my mind.
The average woman swallows 10 pounds of lipstick in her lifetime.
And there you have it.
It's not as shocking as the other ones. I think my mother's watching.
You know, I thought that... no, dude, we want the other fact. We want the fun fact. I mean, that's a fun fact. Don't get me wrong, but... Okay, we'll leave it there. We'll let you research the other things that are... aside from lipstick, like chewing gum. Okay, guys, we appreciate every single one of you tuning in. We love you so much. And thanks for all the support again. And we'll see you guys next Monday at 7 p.m. Until next time, guys, we'll see you later.
Bye.
Bye.